We're going to go over your test results, and if you recall, we tested you for Hashimoto's. Yes? Okay? So this is not a thyroid test, this is an immune test to see if you have this autoimmune disease called Hashimoto's. Okay? Which means that your immune system is attacking your thyroid gland. It's the #1 cause for low thyroid. Okay? That's what we treat here almost exclusively. Now, your test results came out negative. Alright? So technically speaking, you do not have the disease, but we do need to have a very thorough discussion about that to be clear and so that I'm doing the right thing by you. Okay? And then I'll show you some things here as they're changing the testing criteria here, and you're gonna understand why as I explain it. Okay? Now, first of all, this could easily be a false negative. When this test is positive, it's positive. You have it. When it's negative, it's not always as clear cut. You could still have the disease. It could be what we call a false negative. And there are certain reasons why that would happen. With an immune disease like Hashimoto's, if a certain immune shift occurs, for example, you don't need to know technically what this means, but let's say you become Th1 dominant. Your immune system becomes Th1 dominant. That suppresses your Th2 part of your immune system. Now, the Th2 part of your immune system produces the antibodies. This is an antibody test. So my point is that the immune system, the Th2 part of the immune system is very weak. It cannot produce enough antibodies to trigger a positive test.
Okay.
And this is a very common shift that we see with Hashimoto's. In fact, most commonly they will shift in this fashion, a Th1 dominant fashion. Okay? There's about, if you took 100 people who had confirmed cases of this disease, Hashimoto's, about 20 to 25 of them would actually test negative for the test, even though for the disease, even though we know they have the disease because of that type of a problem. Okay. Now, there's more sophisticated testing that we can run for you to see if you're having any type of immune dysfunction. I don't really recommend you do that at this point because it's really expensive. There's some other ways that we can go. Technically speaking, now don't fall out of your chair. The test that I would want to run in that case is a $3,000 test. It's a blood test. I always give testing for my patients or potential patients at my cost. My cost for that test is $799. It's still $800. Okay, and I don't think we need to do that at this point. I'm going to write all this down for you so that you have this for record. It's called a comprehensive immune panel, and that's where we could really look at literally every single marker in immune testing that we can actually diagnose or run a test for, so we can see if you're exhibiting any type of autoimmune physiology, any type of immune dysregulation that might kind of trump what we've already tested. Okay? Again, that's a blood test. I will give it to you at my cost, but it's still $799. I don't recommend you do that right now. What I do recommend that you do is comprehensive blood work analysis and a saliva panel. I'll explain. Because here's the deal. I'm pretty confident that with the types of conditions or symptoms that you present with, that I can ultimately help you. But what I will not do is I'm not going to just treat your symptoms and guess. Right now I don't have enough information to know what's really going on. So I want to try to get more information to find out what's at the root of your symptoms, right? So I'm not just guessing. There's enough doctors running around treating symptoms. I don't do that. And that's why we get the results we get. I'm not going to treat you and tell you I can help you until I know for sure that I can. And we do that by understanding at a core issue what's really at the root of your problem. Okay? Now, the comprehensive blood work analysis, let me just backtrack a little bit. I'll give you some costs. Okay? Do you have insurance or no insurance?
I have Kaiser.
You have Kaiser, so you have no insurance. I'm just joking. That's my slam on Kaiser. Okay, but technically speaking, you don't have insurance for what I need to do. And will they run this comprehensive blood work analysis for you? No way, Jose.
Okay.
The blood work I'm proposing to you right now is over $1,000 worth of blood work. My cost is $198. You can have it at my cost. Okay, much better than $800. That's $198. The other test I would want to run for you at this point is a saliva panel. There are two components to it. Number one, we check the function of your adrenal glands. Your adrenal glands are your stress glands. They sit right on top of your kidneys. Okay?
Okay.
They alone, if they're dysfunctioning, could be causing all of your symptoms. Just that. Okay, so that's a very important test. So I'll write that down for you. Adrenals. And then we'll do a very thorough and expanded hormone test. Hormones could obviously be in play here as it relates to your symptoms. So we'll do an expanded hormone panel. That's a saliva test. You do it at home. You simply go back to the same lab to do the blood test. They do the blood panel. They send you the results. This test is $149. On neither test do I make any money. This is not the purpose. Okay, I'm trying to figure out if there's enough, if I can extract enough information from some level of testing to say, look, here's some major issues, and they are more than likely causing you to feel the way you feel, and I feel confident that we can change that, and here's how we would do that. So I can say things like that to you and be honest and say, hey, there's a clear direction here. I've seen this, and I know we can make this change. Okay. Now, if we can go down that path and I start treating you and I decide to work with you, and you're not getting better, then we may want to pull this out of our back pocket at a later date. Because if this is not working and you're not getting better rather quickly, this would certainly be the thing holding you back. Okay? So I would rather do this test later if I felt like we needed to. But if you're getting results and you're like, hey, Dr. Credeur's the best thing since sliced bread, I'm feeling so much better, then we just stay on that path. We wouldn't need to do this. Okay? So it's a little bit more economical from that standpoint. Do you still have to spend money? Yes, but it's not $800. Whatever this is, it's like